was watching a client's video the other day of some pull-ups that she was doing, and she made a comment that she was really feeling it more in her pecs, the front of her shoulder, and really not much in her lats. So after watching the video, what I noticed was that as she was doing a pull-up, this part of the shoulder, right, so the head of the humerus, as she was getting to the top, was rotating in, okay? And then as she was going down, it was coming back. And once I pointed that out, I said, no wonder you're having a ton of pain in the front of your shoulder, okay? Because as you're pulling here, now remember that as that comes in too and that internally rotates, so that pec is also shortening too. So again, no wonder she was feeling a pull-up workout in her chest. There's a couple different ways that I do pull-ups that I can activate my lats with. But one thing we want to make sure is that we're not letting that shoulder internally rotate. I see some people doing these and they're taught like this in various organizations, so to speak. But you need to be really careful of that, especially if you have shoulder injuries and you're also not working the lats like they're supposed to be. So we're gonna do the best we can to get a good view of the pull-up bar here. So incorrect way, or where you might end up with a lot of shoulder pain, is if you're pulling, okay, and you're pulling straight up, those shoulders are rotating forward, okay? I'm really not getting a lot of lat work. So what we want to focus on is what I teach people, and not everybody's a power lifter, but the way that I like to teach a pull-up, especially if you are a power lifter and you're benching, is to treat it as if you were doing a bench. So we want that chest to stay up nice and tall. So the scapula are going to be pulled down and back, and you can see the head of that humerus stays in a nice straight line, okay? So if I do a pull-up, it looks like this. Chest up, shoulder blades down and back, and I can actually get my shoulder blades pulled down and together, and so the shoulder, the head of that humerus, stays in line, it stays back. I also do these in a bodybuilding type fashion, where I don't even come up all the way. So a lot of times once you get past 90 degrees, that's when the shoulder starts to internally rotate. Sometimes I'll do a bodybuilding style pull-up to where I'm only coming up 90 degrees, keeping the tension on the lats. So I'm eliminating the risk, the shoulder internal rotation, just by limiting my range of motion. So I'm going from a full extension to 90 degrees, full extension to 90 degrees, and I can just concentrate on those lats, okay? Okay, the back view of this, so to give you guys a little visual of the scapula and what they're doing and what this 90-degree bodybuilding pull-up looks like from the back. So again, full range of motion pull-up, incorrectly first, okay? We're getting that shoulder rotation coming forward, okay? When it's done correctly, we're gonna see those scapula pull together, okay? Chest stays up, okay? And I can get some good lat engagement, okay? Bodybuilding style pull-up done at 90 degrees. So really strict, 90 degrees, down, 90 degrees, down. So I'm just concentrating on that lat movement, and I don't have to worry about anything coming from the shoulder or even the forearms. A lot of people who have a hard time doing pull-ups simply because they don't have the strength to do that yet, start to pull. The reason we get that internal rotation is because they start to pull with those arms because their back is not strong enough. So modify it by having a partner help or using a band, and even sometimes that is not enough assistance for a person to do the movement properly. Lat pull downs are a great start if your relative strength is not there. And I'm going to show you one more variation that I have people do, and one that I've been having people do at home since the gyms aren't open. One variation I like to have clients start with, especially if they've never really done pull-ups before. Even band-assisted pull-ups can be really tough for some people. So I have them do a variation with the bar in a squat rack. This is a full Elitefts squat rack. A lot of my clients that have just basic squat stands at home, this is a great variation because you don't need a full rack, you don't need a pull-up bar. So set your bar up to whatever height you can. I actually have this pretty low. As you can see, this is my squat height. So you can start it pretty low, and I'm gonna angle this down just a little bit so you can actually see what my feet are gonna be doing here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set our feet underneath us and kind of get into a low squat position. So if you get where I'm going with this, we are going to use those feet to help us up and down, okay? The feet are supporting us. Now, again, we're trying to eliminate the elbows flaring back and those shoulders rotating forward. That's not what we want. We want chest up elbows down towards the ground so those scapula are pulling together. So this is a great variation for people to build up to because it allows them to use their feet for as much help as possible. So again, here, chest up, chest up. And again, I don't need to go all the way up to the bar in order to get good lat engagement. Sometimes people, and what's really common too, especially when they're doing lat pull downs too, a lot of people like to try to pull the bar down really far. If you keep pulling the bar down really far, you will get shoulder rotation. So stick with a range of motion where you get good lat engagement. Try this variation if pull-ups are something you struggle with, or if you're stuck at home and you don't have a pull-up bar. Thanks for watching. Visit elitefts.com for more information.